Hi, and welcome to the Overland Film Festival, brought to you by Icon Vehicle Dynamics and hosted by us, the Sidecar Guys. So we are the Sidecar Guys. I'm Matt, that's Reece. We drove 34,000 miles around the world on our homemade scooter and sidecar. We got the Guinness World Record for the longest journey by scooter and sidecar as a result. So that's kind of our adventure background. Aside from that, we host the Armchair Adventure Film Festival, which is why we're here today, bringing you this virtual Overland Film Festival. So we've got a cracking lineup of films. Do you want to tell us a bit about it, Reece?
Absolutely, yeah, but I don't want to share too much, mate. I want to keep these viewers on the edge of their seats when they watch these. So what I would say is we've got roughly, I think, 4 films lined up. I think you're going to really enjoy them. They all share something a little bit different about the adventure scene, and also we've got a few sort of special guests for each showing as well, which I think you're really going to enjoy. So without further ado, without me rambling on too much, let's kick it off, shall we? The first one we've got is These Days Fly by Jeremey Parmley, and it's about Colin and Sofia's life on a Fera Vida, their life on the road, if you like. Yeah, I really like this one. It's quite heartwarming. I think you're going to really enjoy it. And yeah, give it a watch, guys, and I hope you enjoy.
This is a totally ludicrous idea for many families out there, and I think that's awesome. What happened to us, I think, was we started building this lifestyle around us that wasn't really true to us. And that's where a lot of our struggle came from, was living this routine lifestyle that was grinding our gears in the wrong way. And so we were missing the freedom. And yes, we still have jobs. Yes, we still have mortgages. Yes, we are living a normal life. But what this rig allows us to do right now is it gives us the freedom that we were seeking.
My name's Colin Boyd, and this is my family.
I dreamt I was a soldier in the night, stuck down in a foxhole, afraid to fight. Sirens and hot lead won't hit me in the head, but it's better than being alive.
Both of us have been lucky enough to travel around the world for a variety of reasons, and we've both seen a lot of beautiful things. And so, you know, the feeling of it just being another site or another spot can always be there. But now that we get to share that as a family, it's a completely different story.
Dreamt I was a pilot flying high, a picture of my wife wherever I ride.
When my son crawls around from the back of the van and turns around, I'm even more excited because I can facilitate this for him. We can go outside and look at the milkweed. We can look at the 750 acres we have here. I can tell him about the Androscoggin River and the logs that used to come down here and how it used to be polluted, but it's green and clean now. And that's an amazing feeling.
Oh, I think I hear coming down.
Life is challenging. Being married is hard. Being a parent is hard. Trying to, you know, pay the bills is hard. Even a 1,200 square foot home, which is not a large home, we found ourselves scattered throughout the house, picking up toys, cleaning dishes, never spending any time together. And the first night in this van, we were all sitting on the floor playing with Alfonso, something that we'd never do, and he enjoyed it so much, it made the whole investment in this absolutely worth it.
Well, I know I may be sleeping too long into the day, but my owl of a heart keeps me awake. And while I'm howling at the moon, I'm thinking of you, and then I sleep to dream it all away.
Whether you're living in a van down by the river, whether you're homeschooling your children, whether you're living in a sailboat, whether you're just making the time to to spend that time as a family. Whatever your thing is, I encourage you to do it, because these days are so short and they fly by as soon as you become a parent.
Coming down.
We're joined right now, obviously, with Colin from Overland Expo and the van itself. So that's perfect. How you doing, Colin? You all right?
Yeah, doing great. Thanks, guys. Nice to be here.
Awesome, awesome. Where are you right now?
We are in Goleta, California, which is just north of Santa Barbara.
Perfect, perfect. I mean, it seems like an awesome spot to be, and yeah, I'm just so pleased you've got the van in the background as well. It just seems like it's like a perfect home in many ways. One question that I kind of wanted to ask you really is, what was the inspiration behind wanting to share that film with people? Obviously, it's an amazing sort of way of life, if you like, but wanting to sort of bring that to people and make people realize it. What was the reason behind that?
I think that point in my life, I was 1 week into a paternity leave from work, and we were committed to leaving in maybe less than 6 months for this journey. And part of it, I had to psych myself up for it. And one way that I do that is by publicly showing my aspirations and dreams. And by doing that, I think I left work 3 weeks later when I came back from my paternity leave, and my boss was like, "So, what's up with the van, dude?" And we had been living in it for a couple months secretly, kind of commuting in and out of work, living in the van with the family, Airbnb in the house, and the hustle was real. And I think sharing that, it just connected me a lot more with my past and the life that I had and the life that I wanted for my family. My wife and I, we both wanted for our family. And showing that film just was really like the last nail in the coffin to be like, we are doing this for real. And now the world knows, so look out, it's happening.
It's awesome. I think it's so inspiring. And I guess what I was going to ask is, there's probably a lot of people back home watching this right now. They might be have young kids themselves, parents. Maybe life's not as adventurous as it used to be. What would you say to them as maybe a bit of encouragement to go out and do it? What would one bit of advice be to take the plunge?
My first bit of advice is to not do it. unless you really like to suffer. So my wife and I, what we've discovered in our journey is that we're very comfortable being uncomfortable. So, and we're a lot more uncomfortable being comfortable. So this is not a comfortable life. So if you enjoy your house and privacy and your bathroom and your routine, this life's not for you. But if you're feeling that like inner feeling inside your chest that there's more to life and something's got to change and maybe a lifestyle like this would be interesting, then yeah, go for it. You know, it's a lot. You will learn a lifetime through the experiences that you will share with your family and the experiences that you'll have yourself to re-identify who you are and grow as a person. And most importantly for us to connect as a family, especially with young children, and really define the life that we want to have instead of having those values pressed upon us and just having that life really forced down our throat. We really get to choose where we want to be every day and how we want to live.
Awesome. I love that advice. Yeah. Well, listen, thank you so much for joining us. It's short and sweet in many ways, but yeah, again, I'm just so pleased that van's in the back. I think you buy the as well, which is just like awesome. It's like epitomizes adventure in many ways. But yeah, great to have you. And again, thank you for letting us share the film. It really is a cool film. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks guys. Well, can't wait to check it out.
Yeah.
Cheers, Colin. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the road. Catch you later.
Awesome. Well, what a little short that was, and it was great to have Colin join us after. I love the fact that he had the van in the background as well, and he was by the beach. That was absolutely great. Obviously, guys, if you did enjoy that, if you want to hear more about Colin and Sophie, you can follow them, follow their blog. We've got the details you can come out now, as well as Jeremey, who made the film. So don't miss any of that. And so do follow them. It's an absolutely cracking short, and they live an absolutely tremendous life full of adventure. So it's definitely worth keeping track on those guys. Who's next, mate? What's coming now?
Next up, we've got a great little short from Expedition Overland. It's called The Heart of Adventure, Classics and Legends. Yeah, I'll say no more about it, mate. Let's watch it. And then afterwards, we catch up with a couple of the guys, Clay and Rochelle from Expedition Overland, to hear a little bit about the making of the film.
You can't choose your family or the place you're born. Some of us get lucky. Montana was my birthplace. I was born into an adventurous family. I learned how to be adventurous without ever being told it's adventure. If you have to ask yourself why adventure is important, then you've already had a great loss in your life. Passing something along can be an emotional experience.
Go ahead and just kind of tilt the rod this way. See, it's still up. Now you're kind of showing him to come this way a little bit. Move it.
And you just need to tell someone and teach someone so that they can contribute with you. And often that can be your greatest reward. Passing something along is really simple because it's all about setting up experience and then letting the moments play out. There's 100 definitions for adventure, and really the true definition doesn't matter. Adventure is sneaky. If you feed it correctly, then it's a mutual relationship between how you're growing and what you're getting from it and what it's costing you. It's a good thing when you've passed on classic things. And if you do that well, someday you might become legendary. You can't choose the place that you're born in, you can't choose your family. But what you can do is choose to be inspired, and adventure will find you.
Right, amazing. So that was obviously Expedition Overland's Heart of Adventure, Classic and Legends. We're obviously joined right now by Rochelle and Clay. How you doing, guys? You all right?
We're doing great.
We're great. How are you?
Wonderful, thank you. Thank you so much for coming on. It's yeah, it's great to have you. I've watched it a couple of times now, and obviously just watching it again was absolutely awesome. I mean, Clay, obviously I found that quite warming, I suppose, and inspiring. What is the inspiration behind sort of making that film in the first place?
Well, we've always done episodic series, shows and films. So when we shot this one, we wanted to say, let's just flex our muscle a little bit and shoot like an art film and put a good narrative behind it. Let's use classic Land Cruisers, you know, and bring our boys out and our families out and have a good time. And we shot that film in 4 days. It only took, right at 4 days. We shot mostly in the evenings and the mornings, and we traveled during the day. And we just had a blast making that movie.
It's awesome. It really is, and it is like a piece of art, and it's super inspiring as well to look at it. And it's one of those films, I think, when you watch it, you just want to go outside and be in nature. Like, it's one of those ones that just really makes you want to go outside. I absolutely loved it. Rochelle, you're on the road now, I guess, doing that stuff, being out on an adventure at the moment. Where are you? What are you up to? You're in your camper there?
Yeah, we are. We are currently in Montana with our 3 boys, Clay and I. This is the first time just our family is out filming our own adventure. Usually we're with a big team unit filming for episodic series, and this is the first time we just got to go as a family.
Yeah.
So we're in the middle of Montana, Columbia Falls, up by Glacier National Park. It's gorgeous. Day 12 of our trip. Boys are playing at a park, and we're plugging right along, having a good time.
Awesome.
Living the dream.
Well, listen, guys, I mean, thank you so much for coming on. It's a whistle-stop tour of an interview, if you like.
That's all right.
But we really appreciate it. And if you're sort of on an adventure right now, if you like, we don't want to keep you too long. So thank you so much. In terms of your stuff, I mean, Expedition Overland, the YouTube channel and stuff, the films are incredible. So we'll be dropping those links in as well and telling people to head over there and sort of check it out. So, thank you so much for joining us, and enjoy the rest of your current trip. Have fun.
You bet. Thank you.
Enjoy the road, guys.
Take care.
Thanks. See ya.
Bye.
Cool. So that was Expedition Overland, a Heart of Adventure, Classics and Legends. Great little catch up with Clay and Rochelle afterwards, and to see inside of their camper van was pretty good fun too. So great little film. If you want to see more about them, they've got an incredible YouTube channel over on Expedition Overland. So check it out. It's really is brilliant. You could watch it for days. Who we got next, mate?
Next night, we've got a film by Chacon. So we actually shared this film at the Armchair Adventure Festival, one of the film nights a couple of months back. It's his film from when he was going through Bolivia, all shot by drone. So the cinematography is literally unbelievable, and it's so picturesque. This is one we really wanted to share. It's a beautifully shot, and we think you're really going to enjoy it. So coming up is Alex Chacon's film for riding through Bolivia, and I think it's great.
Wow, that was awesome. I absolutely love that little short film. Thanks for sharing it with us, Alex. Hi, how's it going? How you
Doing very well. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. It took a lot of work to make it happen.
Yeah, man, it's an unbelievable film. I've seen that countless times now. I think I saw it when it first came out, and we obviously played it at the Armchair Adventure Festival. I've seen it a few times since. The one thing that always strikes me about that film is it's filmed on the drone, and obviously you're a one-man team, you're riding on your own. There's a couple of logistical things behind that somewhere, I think. What's it like to film and with a drone and ride a motorcycle?
Yeah, so when you watch the video, what you don't know is I am flying a drone and driving a motorcycle at the same time. So the drone has some great automatic settings, but on the motorcycle, it does not work. So you have to basically drive with one hand, and you got to fly a drone with two fingers in the other hand. You got to make sure you're not flying off a cliff or crashing or anything. So it's very difficult to film it. It took me 2 months to film that video, and it's such a challenge because, drones aren't up to the motorcycle kind of speeds that you need.
Yeah, it is awesome. I think as well, like, obviously it's filmed so beautifully, but also you've got to be filming somewhere that's beautiful to make it look so good. I mean, talk about how spectacular, like, that sort of region of the world is, and why people really should travel there if they can.
Yeah, Bolivia for me is one of my favorite places for a motorbike because you have the Altiplano, you got the world's most dangerous road up north, and you got the jungles up there. You have tundra, you have the geysers, you have flamingos, you have off-roads, you got good roads. And Bolivia is just an essence of, it's like all of South America, the entire continent, all thrown into one country. That's what Bolivia is. So you got to have nice scenery at the same time, and that just creates a great epic video.
Man, and it really does create an epic video. You've captured it amazingly. I was saying to Reece before about that part of the world, we drove through it, and that is exactly what it's like there. I wish we could have captured it in that way. It's just amazingly cool. Everything's kind of so intensely beautiful. So well done on capturing like that. It's really, really cool film, and thanks for sharing it with us. And yeah, thanks so much, man. Enjoy the road when you can finally get back on it. I look forward to following some more of your content.
Absolutely. If you guys want to see more of those epic videos, be sure to follow me on YouTube.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Thanks, Alex. Catch you later.
All right, guys. Take care. Good luck.
Awesome stuff. So that was obviously Alex Chacon's riding in Bolivia drone film, shot incredibly well. And we had Alex on after for a quick chat to give us a few tips on what it's like driving, overlanding in the region, which was absolutely great. Thanks so much for coming on, Alex. Don't forget, if you do like some of his shots, you can subscribe to his YouTube channel. It's full of absolutely brilliant films about overland travel, and they're all shot, as I said, amazingly. That was just one of them that we chose. Who's next, mate? We've got one final one, I think.
Yeah, next up we've got Sterling Noren's Ride the Wall series. We've got episode 1 of Ride the Wall. It's an absolutely brilliant series, and this first episode is a great standalone short film too. So well worth a watch. It's going to be brilliant. We'll catch up with Sterling afterwards. So here it is.
Mexico has always been one of my favorite places to travel, and that's one of the reasons that I moved here to southern Arizona. The town that I live in is about 8 miles from the US-Mexico border. I want to ride the roads along the border, and I want to see what's out there. This is the beginning of my journey. I'm walking out to the farthest point west of the US-Mexico border. This is the first place where the border wall was constructed back in 1989, which I find ironic because that was the same year that the Berlin Wall was taken down. Now it's 30 years later, and of course the wall is big news these days. But that's not really what this project is about. My own feeling is that we need people to see and experience the border region by themselves. I'm trying to ride as close as I can to the border. Sometimes it's difficult finding out exactly what roads to take. I'm here because I wanted to see the prototypes of the wall that President Trump wants to build. We're not going to get any closer than this. It might be closed, it might be restricted, no trespassing, private property. There have been and there will be a lot more instances where I'll actually get to a point and have to turn around and backtrack. Traveling east of San Diego was absolutely epic. I haven't seen a single person all afternoon. I was really amazed at the lack of people so close to a major urban center. There's a road that goes through or next to part of the boundary of this wilderness. It was a fun road getting up here. Man, I put my bike in an Enduro Pro mode and just flew up the side of this mountain. And I can see sprawling Mexico in the distance. It's just a glittering sea of glass and buildings. And up here, this is just an oasis of peacefulness. And I saw a little squiggly line that went down by the border, and I wanted to take that road. Been riding all evening. The border is just right over there. I can see one of the white monument markers that was placed a long time ago. And I just flew my drone over it so you can see how close I am to the border. And I went about 30 miles and then I got to a gate. So I turned around and went all the way back out. Nonetheless, the roads are still good. They're still, I wouldn't say remote, but it's backcountry riding and there's just not a lot of people out there. Just one of those days that I just don't want it to end. Trying to decide if I want to camp out here right next to the border, on the border. But man, this is beautiful. This is really beautiful.
Wow, that was amazing. Such a good short film. Really enjoyed that. You're riding the wall thing. Thank you so much for coming on, Sterling. I can see you there in a coffee shop on the road adventuring now. How's it going?
It's going great. I'm on a great adventure.
Cool, man. Very cool, very cool. We've only got a couple of minutes now, just have a quick chat. So we'll dive straight in and talk about this film. I mean, it's a pretty interesting idea to go and explore the sort of the back roads around the Mexican border. For me, I was just wondering, like, what inspired you to take up that as an idea, and what made you sort of, where did the interest come from for that part of the world?
I think a couple of reasons inspired me. Number one, I've traveled a lot in Mexico, and I like traveling down there. And I've made films in the past to show people how beautiful and safe of a country it is to travel. And then with this current situation with the border wall, I thought it would be interesting to ride along the US border just to see what's out there, to see what it's like culturally, and also just from a motorcycling perspective, to see how close can you ride to the wall and how far can you ride along it, what does it look like, and what would you see along the way.
Awesome.
Very cool.
It's well, based on some of those drone shots and some of those clips, what you see along the way is like pretty spectacular. Obviously, we're from the UK. We've done a bit of riding ourselves in the States, but some of those areas, you know, you almost don't even know they're there, and it's just so spectacular and so picturesque in terms of sort of adventuring. It seems like one of the coolest places to go.
You know, I was really surprised at how beautiful it was right out of the gate when I left San Diego. The mountains, like 40 miles outside of town, were green and beautiful, and it was amazing, beautiful backcountry riding. As the journey progressed further, it got more and more desolate and remote and into this kind of harsh desert environment. And there was one stretch on the middle of this project where I went 150 miles with no services, no gasoline, nothing. In fact, you had to get a permit from the federal government to drive through that area because it's so dangerous and there's a lot of unexploded military ordnance still on the ground. And so that was the most challenging part of the trip, that section called the Camino del Diablo, or the Route of the Devil. And it gets up to 120 degrees in the summertime, so you want to make sure you do it in the winter like we did.
Oh, geez, man, that is some serious adventure. And right on your doorstep there, you're managing to find some pretty serious roads and some serious challenges. Yeah. Well, it was been great catching up with you very briefly there, Sterling. And I know you're out on the road now, riding around, filming some more great videos for your YouTube channel. So I'll let you get back to your breakfast and enjoy the ride, man. Thanks so much for coming on and chatting.
Take it easy, guys. Best of luck to you.
Cheers. Thanks, Sterling. Appreciate it. Bye. Great. So what a way to round up the Overland Film Festival, brought to you by Icon Vehicle Dynamics. It was a really great selection of films there, mate. I really enjoyed it. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, I've had a great time. It's been awesome. As I said, what a selection of films. Hope you guys have really enjoyed it as well, who are watching. Don't forget, guys, if you do like any of the particular films, if you like any people who have shared them, you can follow their personal blogs, their YouTube channels, and that sort of thing. All of their sort of links are in the stream, if you like, and underneath in the comments box. So hop on there and do check them out. Great guys. Thanks so much to everyone who came on and joined us for a quick chat after the films. Yeah, it was absolutely awesome. So I think that's pretty much it. You know, I hope you've probably enjoyed the Overland Virtual Expo over the past few, over today. We've had a great time being a part of it. In terms of what's next for us, so we're the Sidecar guys, first people to drive around the world by scooter and sidecar. We now host the Armchair Adventure Festival, virtual festival. We're doing monthly film nights. If you like this sort of stuff, do check it out. And we'll be back as well in the winter for another festival. So yeah, hope you've had a great time today. And thank you so much for joining us. Take care.
Cheers, guys.